Mathieu Choinière will be staying in the MLS, but this time it will be with LAFC once again, as he rejoins a side where he had an instant impact with last season, and he now joins them after a great loan spell, a side where he had an immediate impact and joins on a permanent transfer, as LAFC have exercised and triggered the permanent transfer option in Mathieu Choinière's loan deal from his former club in Grasshopper Club Zurich, who play in the Swiss Super League. And this is now a deal that keeps Mathieu Choinière in LAFC until 2029, as he signs on a deal throughout the 2028 season, but has an additional year option for the 2029 campaign. And this is a great move for all parties. Mathieu Choinière joins a side where he will be guaranteed minutes, he will be guaranteed game time in LAFC, joining and staying with a side that is one of the best teams in the MLS. LAFC, a star-studded roster with Heung-min Son, Dennis Bouanga, some fantastic midfielders in Marky Delgado and Timothy Tillman. This is a side that has quality, that has depth, but Mathieu Choinière adds to it in a major way. And yes, Mathieu Choinière is still 26. He's a Canadian international with a lot of quality, a lot of talent, but he brings something that this LAFC side does not have in the midfield. That level of composure, that level of experience throughout the MLS, as well as international football, and the calm composure on the football. Mathieu Choinière is a major addition to this LAFC side, and the ability he has on the ball to be calm, to dictate play, and to be very neat and tidy in possession is huge for a side that wants to control the ball and be able to find their stars up front in Heung-min Son and Dennis Bouanga. But when you look at LAFC, when you look at this contract they've given to Mathieu Choinière till 2028 with an additional year option, it is very exciting. It just shows you that he is a part of the project. They see him as a major part of this team, no matter what is going on with the coaching situation. They see Mathieu Choinière as someone they can build around, someone they can use as a part of a building block for this team that they see that can go out and win trophies. This is an LAFC side that wants to win titles, that wants to go out and win the MLS, and they can see that Mathieu Choinière is a part and is good enough to be a part of that roster. There's a reason for that, because of his quality, because of his talent, because of what he has already proven at the international as well as the MLS level. So bringing in and bringing back Mathieu Choinière makes so much sense for LAFC. But what is even more interesting is their managerial change. It's Marc Dos Santos. They're bringing in Marc Dos Santos, of course, the former Vancouver Whitecaps manager, who didn't have the greatest of times in the MLS for Marc Dos Santos, but he has been an assistant manager with LAFC since 2022. So he knows the club inside and out, and will probably set up tactically, systematically, very similar to what LAFC have been doing the past few years. So there should be no worry to Mathieu Choinière not fitting into the squad, not fitting into the roster where he might fit. Because Mathieu Choinière, the contract, the length of the deal that he has signed, for them to keep him as a permanent transfer, shows their intent to build around him and that he is a part of this team and a part of this project for the future as well as the present, and that Marc Dos Santos will be using him as a key player of this team. And yes, when there's managerial changes, when there's managerial roles that get affected for a Canadian player, any footballer in particular, there's always going to be stuff up in the air. What might change? Who might be out of the roster, out of the lineup, and what changes might happen tactically. But when you get an assistant manager come in for the manager who has been there for so long, Marc Dos Santos has been a part of the fabric of LAFC for such a long time now. You don't see much change with this happening. You see the same style of football, you see the same type of football as well as lineup, and Mathieu Choinière will be a major part of this team. And in one point of view, with Mathieu Choinière in the lead up to a World Cup, playing for one of the best teams in the MLS, playing a quality year of football, which we will hope for as well, hopefully having a great year in the World Cup, this could be a great player that LAFC could look at as an investment. They brought in Mathieu Choinière, who is still 26 years old, still in his prime, has a lot to give in the world of football. They signed him onto a big deal in terms of contract length. And then you look at the World Cup coming. That has always been a huge marker of being able to flip players and move around players in the transfer market. Mathieu Choinière and LAFC could both benefit off this move in a major way. And in a year time after the World Cup, who knows? Mathieu Choinière could be talked about to moving to Ligue 1, to going to the Bundesliga. There could be that conversation. And the worst case scenario, he stays with one of the best sides in the MLS. But the 26-year-old Canadian international Mathieu Choinière rejoins LAFC, not on a loan deal, but on a permanent transfer. And this is amazing. This is an A-plus transfer to me, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. This is a pure reaction to the transfer. If you guys also want to see me do a more in-depth look at Mathieu Choinière rejoining LAFC, looking at how he fits in the roster, where he fits in this team, and what he will bring to LAFC, let me know down below in the comments. But before we do, guys, I'll see you guys for the next one. Make sure to smash that like button, hit that sub button. Your guys' support has been absolutely incredible. Hope you're enjoying the content. I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.